All right. Now, since we're done with the artificial, we're done with the natural, and we're done with that, let's now talk about the sexual reproduction in plants. Now, in the sexual reproduction of plants, you have to remember that there are two essential requirements. So one of the important essential would be the existence of parents, particularly the gametes that are found inside of the parents. So kinakailangan ang unang-una haploid gametes of opposing mating type. So whether we call that plus negative or whether we call that male and female or male, yan importante ay haploid gametes coming from this parents na yan. In addition to that, what's the second one? The second one would be, syempre, kung meron kang gametes, anong kailangan mangyari sa dalawang gametes na yan? They have to? That's right. Okay, there you go, Jillian, and thank you very much, Emerald, a while ago. So fertilization is very important. So there is a need for fusing together through fertilization of the two gametes in order to produce your diploid zygote. So very, very important. So those are the two essentials in sexual reproduction of plants. Well, of course, not only in plants, but all other organisms undergoing sexual reproduction, kailangan ng gametes, two types, and then fusing together through fertilization. All right. So, ngayon, pag-usapan natin ng plants, and you have to remember that there are actually two important major characteristics of plants, and the first one is what we call as alternation of generation. Now, at the first reading of this, you will already get an idea na meron nag-alternate. Ano nag-alternate? Yung generation. Okay, what do you think would be those two generations that alternate? Ano sa tingin niyo yung two generations na yan? Huwag niyo sabihin na yung ano yun? Alpha generation instead. Okay, so it's not the generation Z, generation Y, it's not generation Alpha, it's not that. Ano yung dalawang generation that alternates from each other? Okay, ano yung dalawa na yan? First one is letter H, the other one naman is letter D. Okay, what do you think would be those two words? Letter H and letter D. The two generation that will be alternating. Okay, yung una, H, yes, very good. It is haploid generation and diploid generation. This is very interesting because you can only find this in plants and also in the early ancestors of plants, which will be the algae. So these are the only two groups that will have what we call as the alternation of generation. That's why it's very, very characteristic of them. Ano nag-alternate? Again, the haploid generation and the diploid generation. So what do we mean actually by an alternation of generation? So let's go straight to that. An organism definitely has both haploid and diploid multicellular stages. So ito naman ay obvious naman. We already know this. But in plants, ang tawag dito ay multicellular haploid would be called the gametophyte. At ang function niya is to produce the gametes by the name itself. The other one naman is called the sporophyte. At anong pinoproduce nito in plants? Kung ang gametophyte produces gametes, ang sporophyte produces what? Can I say? Yes, definitely. Thank you very much. Yes, very good. It would be the spores. So those will be the dispersing units itong mga organisms na ito. So again, ang nangyayari dito, the alternation of generation, the haploid and diploid, is actually the alternation of the gametophyte generation, which is haploid, half the chromosome number, and then it will be replaced later on by a diploid generation, which is the 2N, which is the having two sets of chromosomes, and then later it will be replaced again by the gametophyte. So kaya paulit-ulit yung gametophyte, sporophyte, gametophyte, sporophyte, and that's the alternation of generation. Okay, can I see a clap reaction if you're able to understand yung portion na yan? Okay, thank you very much, everyone. So ano ngayon to? Lagdagan pa natin yung ating information with regards to that. Let's look at the picture here. Now, you will see here a cycle, and particularly, let's start here with the number 1. Itong plant na ito, particularly this is a pteridophyte, or what we call as a fern. You're very familiar with the ferns, na meron siyang orange or brown spots underneath the leaves. Andyan yung mga sorus or spores. So from the spore, itong sorus na ito, isang spore dyan, matatanggal siya, and then later it might fall on the soil, and this spore will grow into what we call as a gametophyte. Do remember, a spore, what's inside the spore, would be haploid cells. So when it develops into a haploid multicellular individual, which we now call as a gametophyte. Okay. It produces gametes, kaya may structure siya called archegonium and the other structure called the antheridium. The archegonium will be containing the egg cell and the antheridium will be containing sperm cell. Now, para hindi nyo malimutan, you already know from your AA1 when you dissected the flower, the anther will be the male or the female. Can you see in the chat box? Is the anther male or female? Is it female or male? Ano ang answer natin? Can you write in the chat? Yes, definitely. Okay, thank you. It is indeed male. Kaya anther. Kaya when you see it in the gametophyte, the antheridium, you already know it's male. It contains the spore, the sperm. The other one naman, since di siya antheridium, then the archegonium will be containing the yung leafy structure, which is the gametophyte. The antheridium is archegonium is directly on the gametophyte. So when they fuse together, the sporophyte will grow on the gametophyte, producing what we call as the one called containing the sporophyll or containing the leaves, kaya tawag sa kanya ay sporophyte. So, uulit na naman ang cycle. The sporophyte produces the spore, tapos ang spore mag-grow to gametophyte, gametophyte will produce sperm and egg cell, mag-fuse together, and then it will grow to another sporophyte, which produces the spore again, so on and so forth. That is why it is called the alternation of generation. Okay, so dagdagan pa natin information. Here's a diagram that hopefully will make it even more clearer. So here are the spores. We already know that the spore is haploid, half the chromosome number. Mag-undergo ng mitosis, cell division para dumami siya. So the haploid spore now divides and divides and divides, produces more cell, becoming a multicellular gametophyte, haploid pa rin yan. And the gametophyte produces the gametes which are still haploid, and then it will undergo fusion. That's the haploid generation. After fusion, the diploid generation begins because it becomes a diploid zygote, 2N siya. The zygote, isang cell lang yan, isang cell lang yan, it will undergo cell division mitosis to produce individual which are multicellular. In this case, 2N naman ng kanyang cells which are diploid, and that will be finishing up the diploid generation. Okay, so gusto ko lang malaman kung naintindihan natin. Can I see a thumbs up from you if you're able to really understand yung alternation of generation? Okay, thank you everyone. Ay, naglalag ba ako? Naglalag ba? Okay. Am I still lagging everyone? Kasi medyo tanghali. Usually pag tanghali, madaming... hindi naman. Okay, so hindi naman ako naglalag. Just tell me if there will be a problem. We'll try to fix it somehow. So buti na lang wala. Let's continue on. Alright, so we're done with the alternation of generation. Just to give you an idea again, let's talk about, ito naman ay yung moss. So in this case naman, let's start with the gametophyte. So this is the spore. Lumabas ang spore. Nag-germinate siya on the soil, producing now the gametophyte, the small leafy structure. The gametophyte will have structures called archegonium and antheridium, producing the haploid cells, gametes. So this would be the gametophyte generation. After that, ay fuse together ang sperm cell and egg cell to produce the zygote over here. The zygote grows into a filamentous structure, which would be the sporophyte generation. And the sporophyte will later produce spores again, and that finishes up the whole alternation of generation. So again, gets nyo na yan, So ngayon, tingnan natin ang reproductive characters of the different plant taxa. The second objective that we have for plant reproduction is for us to know or to see what would be a survey of the different groups of plants in terms of method, in terms of their dispersal units for sexual reproduction in plants. So ngayon, tingnan natin, we have here the bryophytes, We have the lycophytes or the ferns. We have the gymnosperm. We have the angiosperm, monocots, and dicots. So you will be noticing immediately that this will be showing us the evolutionary lineage of the plant kingdom, starting with the non-vascular plants, which are very, very small. You're very familiar with that. Next naman ay later on naging mas advanced siya ng konti, which will be the ferns, the pteridophytes, and later becoming more advanced, the gymnosperm, and finally the recent or the most advanced would be the angiosperms natin. So that will show us the evolutionary relationship of the plant kingdom. And interestingly, may pattern. There's a pattern in terms of some ways by which they disperse the units for reproduction. Yan ang titingnan natin today. Now, before that, let's look at the non-vascular plants. So, non-vascular plants are actually mosses and liverworts, as you can see here. And when we say non-vascular plants, anong nawawala? O ano palang wala? What is missing if it's called non-vascular plants? Can you write in the chat box para pag-usapan natin mabuti? What would be missing there? Oh, nawala na kayo. Am I still online? Yes, okay, I see that. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's indeed the vascular system. When you're familiar, it's the xylem and the other one? Xylem and the phloem. Very good. Now, since non-vascular plants do not have any xylem and phloem, so water cannot be carried upwards, which means they have to be very, very small, kasi the only way by which water can be brought to the leaves or brought to the upper portion is simply by absorption. Kung wala kang vascular system and you're very tall, hindi kayang mag-absorb ng water para umakyat yung tubig. It's impossible. So that's why bryophytes are actually very, very small. Now, nung na-evolve ang vascular system, now we have the pteridophytes, as we can see here. So the ferns now here. After that ay naging gymnosperms, which are the conifers, and finally we have the angiosperms, which would be the flowering plants. So let's discuss more on this one. So you can see here the evolutionary lineage of the groups of plant. To the more archaic would be the liverworts, and then the mosses next, both bryophytes. The ferns will be in the middle, and the most advanced will be gymnosperm. The most recent and the most advanced will be the angiosperm. Later, we will see the pattern, the trends. Very interesting siya, no? Now, let's go back here. Question is, ano ang dispersal unit? After na magkaroon ng sexual reproduction, fertilization, and excellent sperm cell, there is now a structure. The question is, how are these being dispersed? Ano ang dispersal unit ng bryophytes? Sige. Okay, very good indeed. It is what we call a spore. So that will be the dispersal unit para malawak ang pupuntahan ng mga ng plants nito, particularly the non-vascular plants. Now, in terms of the dispersal unit, how about pterophytes? How about the ferns? How about the lycophytes? Ano naman ang kanilang mode? Ano ang units of dispersal? If the bryophytes are spores, ano naman yung mga ferns? Ito medyo alam niyo na rito. Yes, definitely. It is indeed spores then, which you can actually see underneath the leaves. Later sa biotree ninyo, if you're ever going to get that, pag-uusapan niyo itong group of pteridophytes na yan, and you'll see the spores talaga. Now, ang spores ay for ferns and also bryophytes. How about gymnosperm? Yan. Makikita nyo rito sa ating line, gymnosperm and angiosperm, monocots and dicots. There is a particular umbrella term for the dispersal unit. What do you call that? Definitely very good. It is indeed the seeds. Ngayon, ang gymnosperm, meron siyang special description. Blank seed. So, ano ang description na yun? What kind of seed would be produced by the gymnosperm? O kung maalala rin nyo, if ever you have that, the opportunity that during Christmas, makita kayo ng mga, di ba yung mga dekorasyon, yung pine cones. Actually, if you sisilipin nyo yung bracts doon sa ilalim doon, makikita nyo meron dalawang bilog doon. Those are actually where the seeds used to be. Pero anong description ng seeds na yan? Starts with letter M. It starts with the letter. Yes! Okay, very good. It is indeed naked seeds, which means anong klaseng seeds meron ang angiosperms, ang flowering plants. Kung hindi to naked seed, anong tawag sa kanila? Balik na rin nyo lamang. Ano yun? Can you call that as? as enclosed, or another term for that would be, yes, covered siya. Ay, napakita ko na tuloy. Ang monocots, already known nito. Anong monocots? The meaning is, the mono means, you already know that. Mono means one. Ano yung cot? It will be the cotyledon. So you have only one cotyledon. Therefore, ang dicots or Magnoliopsida is how many cotyledons naman siya. Kung di siya one, siya ay, as you can already see, dicots. You have two for that one. Okay, very good. So, kuha-kuha natin siya. No? So, this would be some of the characteristic. Now, in terms of gametophyte, yung leafy structure, yung haploid generation, let's talk about this. Sabihin nyo sa akin kung siya by dominant, ibig sabihin siya yung pinakamalaking structure compared to the other, or siya yung reduced, maliit lamang, or reduced and dependent. Okay, let's start with the non-vascular plant. The gametophyte is dominant or reduced? What do you think? Okay. Is it dominant? Can I say in the chat box your answer? Anong hula ninyo? Is it dominant or is it recessive? Nasa genetics na tayo. Dominant or is it reduced? Okay, sabi ni Rain, dominant. How about the others? What is this? This is, tingnan natin kung ano siya. Ano? Okay, the answer to that is, the answer is dominant. So, mas malaki ang structure ng gametophyte. How about the pterophytes, the pteridophytes? Ano naman to? Dominant or reduced? What do you think? Dominant or reduced? The answer to this is, it is reduced, but it is independent. So nakalakitnaan siya. So ito yung interesting part tungkol dito. And then, finally, we have to look at this one. Sa vascular system naman, sa vascular plants naman, you will have here the reduced, microscopic siya. So, as I end naman yung discussion natin, ay makikita nyo dito a certain pattern. Ang mababa sa evolutionary line, anong mas dominant? Gametophyte. Nung naging more advanced siya, yung gametophyte na malaki naging reduced. Pero independent pa rin siya, which means hindi siya nagdedepende sa sporophyte. Pero nung mas advanced na ngayon ng plants natin, the gametophyte became even more reduced. Actually, microscopic na lang siya. And then, it is already very dependent on the sporophyte. Take it away from the sporophyte, the gametophyte will die. So, kaya yung flowering plants natin, nasan yung gametophyte? Yung flower mismo yung gametophyte. Nasan yung haploid cells? Nasa loob siya. It's the egg cell and the sperm cell which is found in the pollen. If you look at the sporophyte naman, the non-vascular plant, the sporophyte is dependent. Mas maliit yung sporophyte, malaki naman yung gametophyte. Pero later, nung naging more advanced siya, which now becomes the fern, the sporophyte became more dominant, while the gametophyte becomes more reduced, pero independent pa rin. So, pwede pa rin siya mabuhay mag-isa. However, pagdating naman sa angiosperms and gymnosperms, which would be more higher in the evolutionary tree of the plants, it now becomes dominant. Kaya when you look outside, if you can see here, meron ako ditong picture ng plant, meron akong picture dito ng another plant. This is actually the sporophyte generation. Ang makikita nyo lamang usually sa plants, pag tumingin kayo sa labas, the tree, the plant, the shrub, the bush, those are all sporophyte generation. Nasaan yung gametophyte? Ando na yun sa mga maliliit microscopic structures that would be handling the egg cell and the sperm cell. So very interesting yung pattern na yan. So you can see in this picture, the green algae, bryophytes, mababa ang kanyang evolutionary tree. Gametophyte is more dominant, becoming more reduced and microscopic in the angiosperm. But in terms of the sporophyte, microscopic at sporophyte dito, maliit lang siya, and then later becoming bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes a tree. Okay? So I will be ending here na muna. I will continue.